friends with them, and like, what's your advice? Because like you're clearly doing well in a different field, and you get tons of advice. You learn a lot. It's fast paced, and it just really sets you up for success when launching other startups. Whereas if nothing wrong with like a 9 to 5, like don't get me wrong, like 9 to 5 is a 9 to 5, a startup is a startup, but you just don't get that mass amount of knowledge in different areas of a company that quickly where you can actually where your decisions make impact to. So like with a startup, you can just kind of do things. But like with like my consulting job, if I want to do something like change a process, oh God, that took forever. That took like months, and like had to go through different levels. Whereas like a startup, it's like you try this, fail, try this, succeed, build off of that, work, and then you keep building off of that.
That was Eric McHugh, a serial entrepreneur on a mission to build tools that make the world better. From his time at Snap to founding startups around the globe, Eric's path is driven by curiosity, impact, and innovation. So if you want to know what it takes to be successful as a startup or create an app, listen to this episode. Welcome to another episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast. Like and share this episode, and let's get started.
Sit back and relax, and get ready for another exclusive episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with Lopez.
This episode is sponsored by FindFlightsAndHotels.com. Looking for the perfect summer vacation destination for you and your family? FindFlightsAndHotels.com has got you covered. From tropical beaches to cultural adventures, our brand new travel website is your one-stop shop for booking the unforgettable family vacation you've been dreaming of. Discover amazing deals, top-rated accommodations, and unbeatable flight options, all in one place. Say goodbye to stress and hello to endless fun in the sun. Don't miss out on creating cherished memories with your loved ones this summer. Visit FindFlightsAndHotels.com now and start planning the getaway of a lifetime.
So, where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles, California. So it's beautiful and sunny right now.
Nice. So I read somewhere that you used to work at Snap. How was your experience working there?
Oh, dude, it was super chill. So it was right after college, and after college, I was looking at tech jobs. So I was looking at Google, Facebook, Snapchat, LinkedIn, all of those different locations. And Google and Facebook were in Northern California, so around San Francisco. But Snapchat was by where I live in Venice Beach. So when I checked it out, I fell in love with the location instantly. So cool thing about Snap is it's on Venice Beach, which if you don't know is a pretty chill spot in California. So they don't just have one big building. They bought a bunch of different houses and warehouses, probably rented, but they rented a bunch of different properties along the Venice Beach boardwalk. So you'd walk around to different houses to do different work with different teams. And then obviously it's a tech company, so you have free food and all that cool stuff. So like you go grab your lunch, eat it on the beach, like a famous location, just chill, watch the skaters, watch the surfers, take a nap. And then, that was an overall great experience. But the work there was cool too. So I helped optimize their ad algorithm so what ads worked for them.
Oh, nice, man. I've never been in that area. In that area, I always wondered, is it what people make it seem? A lot of people make it seem like it's all fun all the time. It's not much work going on.
It's pretty chill. It's a relaxed vibe, but work definitely gets fun. But we'll have to trade you. I'll trade you a Venice beach trip for a Myrtle beach trip. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, man. So some people have said that there's a lot of people that had have a lot of startups that came out of that area. Do you think working in that environment, people have an advantage?
Yeah, no, actually they do, and I had a pretty massive advantage. And I'll go into detail. So my career path was Snapchat, and I went and got a consulting job because honestly, it was good pay and it was a chill job. And then from there, I went back into startup world. So I helped found a SaaS platform called Pollenly or Cartdriver, many different names. Mm-hmm. And that got funded, and I was much younger too. So that got funded by one of the best incubators in the world in Santa Monica. Mm-hmm. And what an incubator is, it's basically a startup school. So like was like there's like 4 or 5, like 20 different startups just kind of in a building. Like my startup was next to another startup, which is next to another startup, which is next to another startup. So we were next to Liquid Death back when they were like 2 people. And so at a young age, around that many different types of founders in different fields with different expertises, I networked my way through pretty much everyone and got lunch with them, made friends with them. Like, what's your advice? Because like you're clearly doing well in a different field and you get tons of advice. You learn a lot. It's fast paced and it just really sets you up for success when launching other startups. Whereas if nothing wrong with like a 9 to 5, like don't get me wrong, like 9 to 5 is a 9 to 5, a startup is a startup, but you just don't get that mass amount of knowledge in different areas of a company that quickly where you can actually where your decisions make impact to. So like with a startup, you can just kind of do things. But like with like my consulting job, if I want to do something like change a process, oh God, that took forever. That took like months and like had to go through different levels. Whereas like a startup, it's like you try this, fail, try this, succeed, build off of that, work, and then you keep building off of that and you keep learning. So I'd say it's like you gain years of experience for every year you're in the startup. And my startup was crypto too, so like it was a compounding effect.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you know, so out of all your experiences that you've had, why in the world would you create an app for dating?
So it's kind of a long story. Back to college, like freshman year, it's a bit personal, but you know, like in freshman and high school, like a lot of people do struggle with women, and then you figure out what works with women. You try, then you read the books, you read the Pickup Artist, you read The Game by Neil Strauss,
yeah,
and then like you kind of try that for a while, and you get disillusioned with this, and then so I was on a podcast tour for a crypto company a while back called ShopX. And I was on my friend's podcast, or a guy I didn't know at the time. His name is Mark, and we kept in touch after the podcast, kind of like how we do. And then this weird AI thing started following me on Twitter, and I'm like, "Oh, who's this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Mark." I'm thinking about starting this AI-powered matchmaking app. I'm like, "Oh, the dating market is a mess. Men are struggling, women are struggling too, but for different reasons." And hopefully, this is like it's a whole. Because like, dude, you know, because some of the most impactful books for me, like The Game is whatever, but like honestly. If you're a man, you have to read The Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi. Just you know, okay, so you know that genre of content, which let's call it what it is. Like the manosphere is what it is. It can be really cringe. A lot of them do suck, but there are some like there's some good books that people do need to read. So I'm just like, okay, I can input that and try to help people out scale through dating. So nice. So yeah, obviously I don't talk about the manosphere too much, just because. Why would I ever talk about it with people? But, but like, I know the issues that come with the dating market because of that. And now we have a solution.
Yeah. You know what? The funny thing about what they call it red pill, you know, a lot of that stuff came from 20 years ago. Yeah. That's how long I've been online.
Oh, you're part of the original forums or whatever you want to call it.
Well, no, back then I was in the direct sales back then, and I got involved with a travel company back then, and what happened is I basically ran out of people. They never taught us how to prospect, right? Yeah. So, I ran through my friends, and I made introduced everything I had to all my friends and family and everything, and so that made me come online because I ran out of people, right? And then, I learned how to prospect people online. And that's when I started meeting the red pill guys. And they started, I think it was one guy, Mystery. Yeah. And it was another guy at the time.
You actually met Mystery?
Yeah, in person. Yeah. This was in Canada, Vancouver.
Oh, no way.
And at a conference. Interesting. Yeah. And it was a crew of these guys, and they said, "Man, we pickup artists." And I'm like, "Oh, what's that?" I had an idea. I just wanted to know for sure what he was saying. He said, "Pickup. We just, I teach guys how to basically get girls. Yeah. In the clubs or on the sidewalk or wherever, basically, right?" Yeah. So I said, oh, okay. It sounds like a good gimmick. Okay, all right, man. Whatever.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. So I said, okay, that's cool. And then when I left this event, it was more and more guys started to pop up online at the time. And, they're doing anything, I'm doing my thing or whatever, but the community started to grow. These guys started coming out with books, online and offline. And so they basically built a community. I'm like, out of nothing, basically.
Honestly, there's a lot of guys having the same problem.
Yeah. But the problem is the stuff that they were teaching. I said, man, a lot of that stuff don't work in real life, man. People don't really work like that. It's a lot of the stuff they teaching guys is kind of like
snake oil.
You bait and switch. That stuff, it ain't gonna last long term, the relationship.
Yeah, no.
Because you're coming through you're starting off the relationship disingenuous. Yeah. So, a lot of those guys started to fade away. And then you started seeing people started coming in with real advice. And I said, okay, that sounds good to me, man, And then, at the time I was traveling, it's still in direct sales. And people started asking me for advice, saying, how you met these people? Because I used to go to places like Japan, Thailand, Korea, Australia. I've been to all these places. So people started saying, hey, how you meet these people? How do you in all these places? And I said, I just met them. I met some of them online. I met some of them in person. So, that's how I saw this whole thing basically change over the past 20 years,
Yeah, that's interesting, honestly.
Yeah. So, but I didn't see I didn't see a lot of apps though. I haven't seen a lot of apps. That's why I asked you what made you say, hey, I can even create an app to even help people with matches.
Yeah, so a lot of the problems that the red pillars face is caused in short by dating apps. So let's use dating apps as an example. So let's say there's 3 big issues that come baked into a dating app. The first of the dating app is the top 5% of male users get access to pretty much all the females on the app. And that creates a skewed marketplace. So like if a 5 matches with a 9 guy, the 9 guy sleeps with a 5, the 5 thinks she's a 9 and then will interact with another 5. And that's just kind of messing everything up. The second problem is dating apps are hot or not. So it's like a lot of guys don't know how to present themselves well in the first place with photo. Like for me, like you see the photo of my pod match, like that's my one photo I use for everything. And a lot of guys are the same way. So it's hot or not on the app. So they're not put in the best position to succeed. And the third issue, which I think is the most interesting thing, is the incentive issue behind dating apps. So if a dating app, let's say you're hypothetically one of the major apps, if you match a happy couple, what happens to that happy couple? They then leave the app, resulting in you losing a paying customer. So it's not in your business's best interest to actually match people. So what you rely on is something called churn marketing, which essentially like think of a Ferris wheel, you keep people on the Ferris wheel, they keep going over and over again. So if you ever hear about people complain about like deleting the app, downloading the app, deleting the app, downloading the app, that's all by design. And dating's been built differently. So what dating is, it's the first ever AI-powered matchmaker. And what we do is we auto-generate dating profiles and matches based on users' digital footprints. So if you were to sign up, you were to create an account, you were to connect social media, you were to chat with our AI, it would create a list of tags for you describing you. And then it will create matches based on your tags, matches, and their compatibility. And the cool thing is for you, like the longer you're on the app, the more likely to succeed. So like, let's say you get matches or yes, no, yes, no, yes, no to whatever. It's learning as you accept and reject matches and editing your tags to your preferences. And yeah, so the longer you are on the app, the more likely are you to find that match. So you can continuously update social media, you can continuously update data, you can continuously chat. It's learning and trying to put you in the position to match with that happy couple. And the cool thing is, after you match with that person on the app, Cupid AI can switch to a relationship butler. So you can have, like, let's say you get a girlfriend or whatever, now you're on the app. It's like, oh, why would me and my girlfriend be on the app? It's like, okay, well, let's ask, you're traveling to Venice Beach for the first time with your girlfriend. You ask the AI, based on our digital footprint, based on our personalities, what should we do? So it has all the function of ChatGPT. Like, now you can ask ChatGPT questions, like what are the popular things, but it has a more personalized aspect because it's connected to your data, because it learned about you. And on top of that, it's like, her birthday's coming up. It's like, well, dude, you don't want to mess up this again. She just added this thing on her Pinterest, so it could be a good gift. This might be something you want to look at or at least consider. So it's there to help after the match is made, which I think separates dating from the other apps.
Yeah, that's different, man. Because most dating apps, when you register for an account, they basically take all your information and try to match it with somebody else. But in reality, it's not that good, because if the matches that you do get matched up with, I'm like, man, I ain't interested in this. And it doesn't, most of these apps doesn't take in the fact of where you located at. Most of the time you might be here and you might be in Myrtle Beach, and the other person might be in Charleston. I'm like, man, that's too far.
What supposed to do?
So, and then I don't know anyone that's using AI on these apps. I don't know. You can't ask questions like that, like you do in the chat with AI on these. Now they might say it, but in reality, no, they're not using. Because today everyone's saying AI. Everyone's saying AI. Yeah.
No, it's a buzzword, but with our app, you actually do have the ability to use AI. So like I was at a match the other day. Her name is Shujana. She's like, AI. So to use AI when they're in a chat, you just have to act Cupid and then ask it whatever question. It's like, can you please introduce a fun, non-intrusive game for me and Eric to play to get to know each other? And then it gave 3 games. This other one, we were more having fun with that. Like,
yeah,
more open minded. Just like, hey, if we want to introduce another couple, what are the best steps to do that? So then it switched from giving dating advice to giving counseling advice. And then like it's getting, and like for me, it's like I use it too. It's like for date planning. It's like, oh, because I was watching my brother's dog in Marina Del Rey, and I had a date in Marina Del Rey. It's like, where would you? And I was testing it too, so I knew where I wanted to go already. It's a place called Elefante. It's a nice hip bar. So I was like, I know that's where I wanted to go. I'm like, where would you recommend I take this girl? And then I described her on the app, and then it recommended Elefante. So like it's really there to help. And the cool thing is, dating is just like the beginning. Long term, it can match anyone. So we've introduced a couple features where now couples can join. They can just get connected with each other, help plan dates and all that stuff. We're introducing group dates. So like, let's say we're starting in LA first, mainly just because that's where we're all from. But let's say we move to like Charleston, and you're just like, okay, these 20 people in Charleston, you would love this event. Would you like to attend this event with like a group of strangers? Not in a dating setting. It could be a dating setting, but more of a fun setting. And the same could apply to work. The same could apply to podcasts. Like we could have matched on the dating app and help plan out our podcast episode based on using AI. It's like, hey, based on our digital profiles, what should we talk about for an hour on a podcast? And it could have helped with that. So it really is straight up AI. And the cool thing is we're built so we can transfer, like right now we're using ChatGPT, but if something comes better, we can move on top of that. So we're like a layer on top, a personalized layer on top of artificial intelligence to help people they're dating. And going back to something I like a lot about the app, and this is, I guess, for my the red pillars out there, dating is designed to put your best foot forward because not a lot of people can. So like, let's say hypothetically you're like, what's a trait that's not the most appealing to women? But okay, let's say you're great at Legos. Like you won Lego tournaments, and that's your hobby, and you're tweeting about it. Not too many people know about, but that's your thing. Dating would take that trait and spin it in a positive light to your potential match, who could potentially be secretly into Legos as well. It's like, okay, well, this person's really into Legos. This person goes to a lot of anime conventions. There's a high correlation between Legos and anime conventions. Hey, girl, did you know that people are into Legos? This shows that they're dependable. This shows that they're organized. This shows that it can help you build a family if that's what you're looking for. So it can help with that positive spin on things. Like, it'll find stuff that you didn't even know about. And like, for example, like it could generate a match. Let's say you're on the app. It could generate a match based on, like, because you connect Apple Music. Let's say you both love this one artist. It's your favorite artist. And neither of you know about that. It could either be like, okay, you both follow this one artist. This artist has a concert coming up. This would be a great first date for you and your potential match. But let's say hypothetically, it still matches you based on that, but it doesn't let you know. So you meet this match, and then that comes up organically. So like the backend is there for you to succeed. We're like you said, you're on Tinder, it's like you matching these people. Like, I'm not really interested in any of you, but like if you can find what's in the background, like, and how this correlates and like across, like, because AI is pattern recognition at scale, so it can find those traits, it can find how everything's connected, and it's stuff that we would miss, but AI picks that up and it can match based on that. So we think it's gonna, like, right now, and the cool thing is, like, the more users we get, the more data it gets, the smarter it gets, the better it gets at matching people. So like theoretically right now it's as worse as it's going to be. It's just going to get better going forward.
Yeah, that's good. All that makes sense. So what type of responses have you been getting? What have people been saying?
Oh, people love it so far. Like, the thing is, the biggest issue we have is introducing all the features, because when someone we're in the just launch phase, so we launched this month. The cool thing is with AI, you can actually code much faster and ship out new features. So we're constantly editing the app. We've added like 5 features in a month, and like, think about the last time like Tinder added a feature. It takes years for them to do. So the response has been overwhelmingly positive. The biggest issue is actually trusting AI with your love life, which I get, that's a barrier to entry, but at the same time, it's like, the way I word it is like, the point of the AI, this goes back to the red pill thing. The point of the AI is not to endlessly talk on a dating app, because you know how some girls can be on dating apps just absorbing attention. No, the point is to get you on the date and put you in the position to succeed on the date and support after. The point isn't just to talk aimlessly. So once you explain that, how it's not, you're not relying on AI, it's like, you still have to go on the date, you still have to be a pleasant person, you just have to use discernment on the person, but like, we're here to get you on dates, then they understand that a lot better. And the other thing is, like, so to use AI, it's like a chat feature where it's like, you go onto your home screen, there's a support chat which talks to a team member, and the other chat is Cupid AI chat, and that's just like a chatbot you talk to. It asks your name, your preferences, what you're looking for, and it starts giving you matches from there. So it's like, here's this match, yes or no. You say no, why don't you like this match? You give your description, updates your tags, give you the new match, and it keeps going from there. So people aren't exactly used to finding matches. And again, like, this is just brand new, so we're going to implement like a walkthrough within the app to solve that like tomorrow. But like, people aren't used to going and finding matches with a chat feature. It's more so like swipe left, swipe right. So like, still things getting used to, but like, we're in the learning phase. So like, we just launched, we have a few hundred users, but like, we're figuring out what works for them before we start scaling up.
Yeah, I think it's very unique, man. And plus, the more AI updates come out, the more your app can get better.
Yeah,
that's one of the best things about it.
As ChatGPT scales and gets better, and their AI gets better, we get better with it, but with that personalized layer on top. So like, a year ago, the app wasn't nearly as good as it was, because AI wasn't as good as it was. Yeah, like, it would just like spaz out. Just like, what are you doing? Like, I remember when I was talking to the AI once, it just go like, throw like random accents, just like, so like, I'm talking, it's like if you look at the mascot, it's a cute little thing with arrows, and then every once in a while, I sort of got it switch to like a Jamaican accent type thing, and just like, Cuba, what are you doing? Yeah, it would make stuff up. It would just do a whole bunch of stuff. But now it's, again, like, the AI itself is getting much better, which is helping us. Yeah.
So do you have like a unique identifier to make sure people are who they say they are? Because, you know, there's a lot of trolls out here now.
Yeah. Okay, so that's like something I'm really glad you brought up, and this is something that most of the dating apps do, is there's a lot of fake profiles on traditional dating apps like Tinder, Hinge, and to give you so their game plan is they give you matches. Great, you have a bunch of matches. How do I see those matches? Oh, I have to pay to get behind that. And on top of that is if you're spending time this is going to be worse too. If you're spending time talking with a bot, that's just an opportunity cost for talking with a real person or your potential match. And as AI gets better, the bots are going to get better too. So it's like, yeah, so that's going to be annoying. And then, send you to OnlyFans. But with our app, we're going to build we haven't built it out, but we're going to build out a verification thing. So like, we're still planning out like maybe like an ID or a financial thing so you can actually verify. But the cool thing is, since we auto-generate profiles based on your digital footprint, so the more sources you link, the more sure you are that you're a real profile. So like, for example, someone just links a Facebook, it's like, okay, that could be fake. But someone links a Facebook, a Pinterest, a YouTube, a Gmail, that's much harder to fake. So that's how we're weeding out bots or fakers, because like, it's like, okay, well, in our system, we have a flag. It's like, because we also allow some people you can use your nickname too. It's like you don't want to be stuck with like the name you say, but like we have a flagging system where it's like, okay, this person has this, their Facebook says this, but they're going by this. Oh, it's just Eddie to Edward. It's fine. Who cares? But if it's like Eddie to Lopez, it's like, oh, maybe someone will look into that. Something's up. So we have a flagging system, but we also don't want to discriminately ban, because that's something I faced on Hinge. I was just banned for no reason. Like, I was like, I just logged in one day, the account was looking like, that was weird. What's up? Like, just nothing happened for that. So like, that's another problem with AI too, is over the internet. It's AI is going to be a lot of the flagging services. So my friend, she runs an Instagram business, and she has a kid. She took the kid swimming. It's a boy. He's in trunks. She was in her swimsuit. She posted that, and then it flagged her as child content. And then she had her whole store taken down for like a month, honestly, because Instagram. No, like it's like, and then he was like, "Who am I talking to?" I talked to a person that's literally just me and my kid. But that's because AI was driven to look for that type of content, and the intention was good, obviously, no child content. But it's also at the same time, it's like you need that human aspect too, where it's like any sane person can look at it for like a second, like, "Oh, she's back," but going through that whole process, and that's something we want to avoid. Is for bans, you want like a human on it.
Yeah. So the app can be downloaded on iPhone, Android, and worldwide eventually?
So we're starting off the United States. So our marketing strategy is like 50-50, just like podcasts like this, paid ads, getting the word out there nationwide across the United States. But then 50% of our time, money, and effort is focused on California, specifically Los Angeles model, following the in-and-out model. So the in-and-out model was there's an in-and-out within driving distance. And the reason we need it to be that way is, like you said, it's like we match someone in LA and New York. It's like, I guess that's cool. You can play with AI and stuff, but that also doesn't really help. So we're focused in LA, building a base in LA, and just kind of expanding slowly there. Then we'll probably hit up the major cities after that.
Gotcha. So if people wanted to download the app, where would they go to?
So you can go to the website like you just posted, dataing.io, or you can search us in the Apple App Store. So just search dating. It should come up. We don't have Android yet, but we are building that out. There's more people on iPhones, so it just made more sense to do it that way.
There you have it. Like, share this episode. All links will be found in the show notes. Until next time, we are out. Peace.